Hello, Namaskarundi. Welcome back to another video. So in this particular video, as you can see from the thumbnail and description, we'll be discussing about summer internships or internships in general and what all things can you do or what all things that you have to take care of if you are aiming for a PPO. And I'll start from the basics with respect to PPO and how the process should be. And if you want a PPO desperately in your company that you are interning, what all things can you do to achieve that? So yeah, please feel free to subscribe if you want to watch similar content. This is Gokul Visul. Let's get started. So yeah, like I mentioned, let's start from the basics. So there will be people who will be watching and will be thinking, what is PPO? He's talking about PPO. People from the business spectrum or the B school spectrum and people who are actually into actual full-time MBA program will be very familiar with this kind of terminology. But for people who don't know, PPO is an abbreviation of pre-placement offer, in which when you are interning with a company or if you're having a non-permanent say or contractual or an internship kind of an experience going on, and if they're liking your work and they want to include you into their permanent workforce, then they will give a pre-placement offer where the students from B school specifically will be having an offer or a job offer in their hand even before their final placements. So that is what we call a PPO, pre-placement offer. From here onwards, we will call it as PPO only. For people who don't know, it's pre-placement offer. So I've divided this video into like 4-5 parts. The first one obviously being explaining what a PPO is, which I already did. And the second thing is to analyze why companies give PPO. The third will be like I'll be sharing a gist of my internship journey and how I got a PPO in my company, which I have joined as a permanent employee right now. And then what all things can you do to go the extra mile to get a PPO, and what all things will be taken care of, or what all things will be in consideration when the companies also consider you as a option for giving a PPO. Then last but not the least, I'll give you some tips or gyan which I think will be beneficial not just in your PPO journey but also in your MBA journey in general. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the first point: why company gives PPOs. So basically, every company will have a certain requirement to fill, right? They have to do it by either giving a PPO through their internship program, or again going to the campus, interviewing people, and going through this rigorous process again and giving a final offer in the final placements. So what I have observed is generally companies who actually take interns will prefer the people who are going through the internship program and proving their merit to be considered for a permanent job than a person who's directly sitting into final placements. Why? First of all, they know how the person is working, how his style is, how his culture kind of fitment into the company is. In 2 months of time, you'll get to analyze more compared to maybe a 15 to 20 minutes interaction in an interview. So obviously people or the HR or the hiring team will prefer to know the person much more than a 15 to 20 minutes interview or maybe a 1 hour interview process. So they will prefer that. But again, here you can't take it for granted that if you're getting into an internship, you will get an offer. It can work the other way around because the people will understand that you are not a good fit for this particular role. So it's like a fitment thing. That's the first thing. Second thing, obviously this involves a lot of money and time, right? So again, people have to go back to campuses and then select people and various other things, and a lot of things with respect to will we get the creme of the creme people, will we have our placements in the initial days, and where a lot of people will be applying for the job. So all those consideration, all of those factors are there, which is a logistic kind of a thing, and also in terms of the time and money involved. So these two reasons are something that I think giving a PPO is something that companies will try to push. But again, having said that, there will be certain dynamics involved where if there are hiring from a B school for a long period of time in their final placements, they will mostly go because to build that relationship, all those things. And at the end of the day, what I understood from my brief experience is that it's all depends upon the demand and supply. So if the companies have demand and they'll have some certain relationship with particular B schools, which they'll be hiring over the period of time. Maybe some B schools they'll have us will go there as a new recruit, so they'll understand how the people are of the batches, and if they have the demand, they will take them. And they, while analyzing them through the internship, if they find them a fit for this company, which will get into the next point, how you can fit into the company and everything and what they are actually looking for. If they are satisfied with that, they'll give a PPO. So I always think PPO people, the people who are interning will have an edge with respect to the final placement. Again, in with a lot of conditions applicable, but again, this is the context. Now, before going into how you can get a PPO and what all things you should do, I'll just briefly share about my internship journey. So I interned with the Mahindra Group itself. It was previously when we got into the program, we thought it was a continuation of the GMC program, the Group Management Cadre. But again, it's a general management program, and I applied to the company. I got placed in my autumn internship at SPJMR, and I got a project in the sales and marketing vertical only because I opted for that particular track. But I got my project in Mahindra Finance in the digital finance business domain. I was working closely with one of their personal loan product and its sales. So yeah, it was a challenging experience for me, if I have to be candid, because the financial domain and financial firm as such is something that I won't prefer if it is under my kind of discretion. But it's a general management program, and you are ready, or you are signing up to take up any particular business or any particular domain. But again, my function being sales and marketing. So yeah, I had to work closely with a lot of stakeholders. I can't disclose the entire information, but I was working with a particular a stakeholder, which was like an outsourced employee kind of a thing, where most of them were younger than me, and this was the first time how the dynamics at the same time I'm handling some people who are in my team, which is very senior, and at the same time some people who are very younger to me and also. So it was a really nice experience. And in Mahindra, so then I forgot to mention, in the middle of the journey they transformed the program, and in fact they had this initial plan also, which we got to know after like a few days into the program only. So they revamped the program into Mahindra Leaders program. Now we are part of that, and yeah, the induction process revolves around multiple steps. So you have to do a preliminary presentation, then multiple leadership presentations between like company level, group level, everything. And everything is eliminative. This is with respect to Mahindra Group. Every company will have their own hiring procedures. I'm talking about just the internship to PPO track. So yeah, after that I was offered. So it's an eliminative process. So some people will get through, some people won't. And at the end of the last round, I reached the last round, and then I got the intimation after like couple of weeks or 1 month apart. I got the confirmation that I got a PPO from my Applecom. So that was my journey. Again, not something which would be very easy for you. Some people would find it very easy, but most of the times you will be under a lot of new circumstances and everything. But again, yeah, you have to do what you can, give your best, and finally, if it's your time, you will get the offer. So that was my journey. Now, coming on to the part like what you can do. So first and foremost, there's no hard and fast rule that you have to follow this, or if you follow this, you will get a PPO. That is in my personal opinion. A lot of factors involved, a lot of people that you are working with. As I said, there's a lot of demand and supply thing, planning and everything going on. Honestly, if you're working hard, you are bringing results, everything, and if the company don't have a demand for that particular role, they might not hire you. So everything's not in your hands. But having said that, the things that you can do are something that maybe increase your chances for getting a PPO. This will be something that we were going to be discussing. So first of all, go the extra mile. So if A, B, C are the tasks that are assigned to you, or the problem statement that is given to you, go an extra mile. Obviously, complete the objectives. Go the extra mile. Do I'm not saying gas a lot, which obviously most of the MBA people do, but go the extra mile and see what you can do to uplift the business as such, and not just revolving around your problem statement. If you're doing something more than your problem statement, but again, having said that, first you have to tick your boxes. If you are given a task, first finish that, then go for the extra mile. And if you're doing that, there are high chances that people will notice you and will acknowledge the work that you have done. So that's the first thing. Next thing, I think most of the people or the HR professionals or the hiring team will give you an offer if you are culturally fit into that organization. Some organization will be very keen on people aligning with their organization culture. Some organization may not consider that much. But again, this is something that will eventually get on with you. It's not like you can do something to get into their culture and everything. But see how it goes, and try to portray the stuff or the value system that the company is upholding, so that you can communicate better that you are a good fit for the company. And honestly, don't fake anything, because in the long run that will eventually haunt you. So don't fake anything or something. Go and read upon their values and everything, and try to portray behaviors such as like that. Again, then some hygiene checks. Behave professionally. You are in a formal setup. I'm not discarding a particular group, but again, freshers are some people who are joining the workforce for the first time. So understand from your peers who have worked how the corporate system work, all the stuff, so that there won't be a stage where the employee or your boss coming to you and saying that look, that was not the way how you were supposed to be handling the situation and everything. You will make a lot of mistakes. I'm not talking about that, but in terms of etiquette and being professional, try to keep up with the normal standards and everything, and behave properly. That's it. And then another point, a very important one, which I think which is very crucial, is to go beyond your project and understand the people and work as a team. So I always tried my best to have a good relationship with whoever I'm working with. So the team that you will have, or the various stakeholders that you need to work with during your project, don't consider them as just a source of medium that you will get the data from, or get help from with respect to work, but consider them as team members and build a good relationship with them. And trust me when I say this will really help you when these kind of decisions are taking place. So if a person, even though I'm saying I'm talking generally, even if a person outperforms everyone, and if he's not a great guy to work with, and if a colleague tells that to the hiring team or whoever is concerned, then you might not get that chance of a PPO. So yeah, if you are building a good relationship, always it's nice, and that is one crucial thing I understood. Okay, and these are roughly some things I think if you are taking care of, I think there are good chances that you'll get a PPO. Now, having said that, coming to the last bit of gear and advice, always, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of things is in your hand. Try to do that. Try to give it your best. If you don't know something, ask. If people are not responding, and there are certain cases, maybe people will consider you as an intern, and maybe won't be obliged to share with you anything, or will devote time to make your project better. But just make everyone realize that this is also an important thing, and you are existing for a reason. And if you are bringing impact to the project and the people around you, people will give you value. So try to do that. And at the end of the day, there's one more thing that I have to point it out. This is a hard time going on in the entire MBA hiring system and everything. But again, at the end of the day, this is your career and your your future. So internship is not just a one-way communication where the hiring team will assess you and give you an offer. It's the other way around also. You are in a system and you are in a short uh, term kind of a period where you have to also analyze the company and see if it's actually something that you want to pursue and you want to take it forward. If a company or a place is not something where you want to be, with all due respect to the company, maybe the interest and the culture won't be matching. If that's the case, you have to take your own call whether to proceed or not. There'll be a lot of, I know there'll be a lot of things going around with the placement committee, the hiring scenario right now and everything. But again, it's your call. You have to, with respect to your condition, whatever it is, uh, yeah, go with that. And if Plecom or placement committee says something, trust them, because everything is working for our own betterment only. So yeah, that's briefly about MBA internships and PPO. Yeah, all the best for all the interns out there. Everyone's giving their best shot. Maybe in a batch of 30 where you're interning from various B schools, maybe half of you will go through. But again, understand that there are random managers and random people. Everything is random among you people. So it doesn't mean that if you are not getting a PPO and your friend is getting, that doesn't mean that he or she is better than or they are better than you. It's just that maybe the project or the guide or the mentor, everything matters. So at the end of the day, it's a little random. But again, as I mentioned, do whatever that is there in your hand to showcase you and your skills as much as you can. So yeah, go along with the flow, try your best, and if nothing's happening or if things are getting out of hand, let's see in the final placements. Let's see what we can do in that. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. If you find this helpful, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'll try to come up with more videos after this. And yeah, again, all the best for your internship. So yeah, this is Gokul Visunal signing out from this video. Let's see in the next video. Bye bye.